Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Fox in Thoughts. So, I haven't really been consistent about weekly uploads. It's been kind of crazy, but I had some thoughts and some things to do. So, this is episode 15. Can't believe it's already 15 episodes now. And today's topic is problematic indie authors and media sameness with some other stuff. I don't have like detailed slides for this one this time. Well, for Fox and Thoughts, you can have me on in the background while you do things. So there's really not much point in me making slides, but some people like to look at slides, and sometimes I like to look up when I'm listening to people talking, and if they have something on the screen, maybe I want to see it. But anyway, there's nothing much particularly interesting in these slides, so you just sit back and relax or do laundry or clean the house or cook dinner, I don't know what. So anyway, let's get into it. Okay, so as you can see, if you are looking at the screen, I have some moving avatars now. It's very cool, very nice. I want to first talk about this thing that I've been seeing recently, not recently, okay, kind of recent, since the era of TikTok, since the era of indie authors being on social media. There are people who want to become rich authors, I guess, because they will do seemingly whatever it takes to become rich and famous, even if they bring down other authors, like review bombing with fake accounts on Goodreads, or they do pity marketing, saying, oh, woe is me, so-and-so did some terrible thing to me, but you can buy my book to make me feel better. I mean, they don't say that, but it's kind of what's implied. And then there's indie authors like hype up their books so much. They say, I've been writing this book for 12 years or since I was 12, and I've been working on this for such a long time, and it's so awesome. And then it's poor quality, and it costs like, what, $40 for like a paperback or something like that? Really expensive. Especially in this economy. What are you doing? So there's all these problematic self-publishing indie authors. And I'm an indie author, and I self-published my book. And I would like to think that I'm a decent author. Decent not in quality, I mean, like, I didn't try to scam anyone. But why would you even want to do that? Because these people who are out there hurting other people to become rich and famous authors, they're hurting the rest of us who are just genuinely grinding and trying to get our book out there. And just some of us, I mean, my goal personally as an indie author isn't to become a full-time author. I don't think that I would be able to do that to sustain myself, full-time. That's a lot. And I'm sort of afraid, not really afraid, but worried that if I make it my full-time job, that I don't know, I would get way too stressed out about it and not enjoy it anymore. And there are other things that I enjoy doing for work. So for me, my goal isn't to be a rich and famous author. I just want people to enjoy the books that I enjoyed writing. That's all I want, really. I just want to see my book on my shelf, which I did achieve for one book, and so now I need to fill a whole shelf with my books in my closet. But some indie authors want to make a living. They want readers to enjoy their books, to buy them, and they want to make this their full-time job. And some authors, some indie authors, have already, even if they've just published one book, they've already made it their full-time job. Maybe their spouse has some stable job which enables them to do that. But maybe they're living paycheck to paycheck. And when like problematic indie authors are being dishonest to their readers and stuff like that, they are hurting these indie authors. The chance for these indie authors to make a living and to sustain themselves. Because let me give you a sort of similar, I don't know, really similar example, but you know, when you trust a creator enough to want to consume their content and pay to consume their content, you know, paying to consume their content, there's some level of trust there. And if one person does some suspicious thing, and you wonder if people who are in a similar job as that person are also doing the same thing. So you get suspicious of everyone. Little by little, it starts like chipping away. And I'm thinking about drama commentary channels. So there was a drama commentary channel. It was not really drama, but it was calling out bad businesses. You might know about this person. But I had subscribed to this person because I thought, oh, I like learning about bad businesses getting what they deserve. I thought, oh, it's very interesting, until it was found out that this person is an utterly terrible person. And so I unsubscribed, right? But then after that, I started getting, like, I really thought that this person was genuinely a good person. I mean, or a decent enough person. So I subscribed to them to support their channel. But it turns out that they weren't. And so now when I see other drama commentary channels, some of them I'm subscribed to, but I subscribed to them before this whole thing. And when I subscribe to someone, I usually don't unsubscribe unless something actually really terrible comes out. But anyway, people who do similar drama commentary things, I started to get a little weary. Like, what if I subscribe to them and then it turns out that they were actually a terrible person? So I get suspicious, and then so I don't subscribe to them for a very long time. Or maybe I never subscribe to them. But then that doesn't support their channel, right? And maybe they are actually genuine people. So it's kind of like that. You know, if indie authors, there's so many problematic indie authors, readers might think, oh, see, you can't trust indie authors. You have to, the book has to go through a publisher. That is more trustworthy. And then people start supporting publishers. And not to say publishers aren't problematic either. There are problematic publishers, I'm sure. But then these indie authors who are genuinely grinding and genuinely trying to make good, that they don't get readers. So that's not good. So I just wish these problematic indie authors will think before they do. But the problem is that they don't, because most of them are really selfish individuals. At least it seems that way. That's my opinion. And I want to segue, is that the word? Into the next topic, which is, quote, good people. This is quotes, air quotes, good people who say they are, air quotes, good. So, there is like a thing of people who say, I'm a good person. And you know when you hear that, when people say, I'm a good person, your first thought is, I don't think you are. Because if you are a genuinely good person, people who are genuinely good people don't say that they are good people. Because why would you say that? People who are actually good people prove that they are good through their actions. They don't have to say, see, I'm a good person, aren't I? Or they say that I am here, I'm such a good person because I am building a platform for people who are marginalized to have a voice. See how good I am? And while it's a good thing that they are doing, see, they're doing a good thing. So it's hard to say, it's hard to really critique them, but they are doing a good thing. And then they are also saying, really, I am such a, genuine, good-hearted person who is really trying hard to use my platform and give marginalized groups a voice. Why do you have to say that you're a good person? Like, people who are actually good would say, I am trying to use my large platform to give people a voice, I'm trying to use my platform to give marginalized people a voice. That should be enough if you're an actually good person who's doing good things. Like, if you have to say that you're good, there's something suspicious going on behind the doors. It sounds like your subconscious, like, your conscience is saying, you're actually not really doing a good thing here behind the scenes. So you better say that you are good so people know that you are actually doing good things. It's kind of weird. It's kind of suspicious. So whenever some person says that they are a good person, I'm like, really? Have you proved that through your actions? Like, what is going on? Like, just... Because there has been an indie author who is also a small publisher, I guess, who seems like a good person. And I don't know if they had ever said that I'm a good person, but the way that they talk about, like, their platform or their book is kind of like, see all the good that I'm doing here? I am such a pure and good person that there's no way that I'm faking this, that I'm making all this drama up just to get attention, just so that people can buy my book. There's absolutely no way, because I'm doing all these good things for marginalized people. And I'm like, you doing a good thing for marginalized people, that's great. That should be enough that you don't have to, like, try to prove, I don't know. It's just, I immediately get suspicious when people just say over and over and over, it's sort of like they're marketing themselves as being, like, a good place for people. I mean, why can't you just like show through your actions? Anyway, I'm going in circles. And so I also want to talk about video essays. I like video essays. I like watching video essays, but sometimes I just feel like they're just reading the script. I don't script any of my videos. You can probably tell. Sometimes video essays just feel like a sort of, I wouldn't say boring, but kind of like flat. It just feels like they're just reading something off in the distance. And it's something like, and then it's like they use like however, and the typical like essay words. And there's nothing sort of, I guess, nothing about them. It's like they don't put themselves into the script. I want to feel the personality of the presenter in the video essay, and when I don't, it just feels boring to me. Even though the topic itself is interesting, it just feels like somebody is reading something, and they are just reading something, but it's like there's no personality in the script. And the kinds of video essays I like to watch is when the writer is able to put their personality into the script. And I'm not saying that people who aren't able to put their personality in the script are bad video essayists. They're probably just haven't been doing it for very long, and that's okay. I'm just saying that I like the ones that, I'm just talking about my preferences. I like video essays that have a bit of the person's personality in it, because that is why I would subscribe to your channel, or that I would continue to watch your videos, is because you put your personality into the script. And sometimes they go off script. I guess that comes with practice. So I'm not saying that people who are like amateurs are like bad or anything. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I like the ones with personality in it. So I hope that those people who still aren't able to do that will, learn from other video essayists and one day be able to do it. But until then, I'm just not interested in watching. I mean, sometimes I do watch because I need the information, but if I'm just watching for just, pleasure watching, I don't feel like I want to, put my time in that. I have other things to do, which is kind of unfortunate, but I want to hear you in the words. I want to hear what you are like, because you seem like a very interesting individual. Like, why did you choose to talk about this topic? I want to hear your thoughts and opinions, and not just relaying facts. Sometimes relaying facts is good, but what makes a video essay interesting is a video essay. So I'm hearing your voice. I'm not just reading something. Like, I could just go and read that myself, right? Anyway, if you're an amateur, I'm not saying that it's bad that you're an amateur. You're still learning, but I want people. It would be nice if you were able to do that eventually, and if you look at other people. I'm not calling anyone out. What am I saying? I'm just talking about my preferences here, okay? And I prefer people's personalities in video essays, okay? So, moving on. Next topic is Word Dragon Challenge. So this is a challenge that I'm hosting over on Instagram, and if you are a writer people, if writers are watching this or listening to this or whatever you're doing, go to Instagram and look up Word Dragon Challenge. You can probably find it hashtag Word Dragon Challenge or hashtag Wordra, WORDRA challenge. Or you could look me up at Foxwood Author. You'll find the pinned post, which has all the details about the challenge. Basically, this is like people who miss NaNoWriMo. This is for you, people who miss NaNoWriMo. But it's a little bit different, because I didn't want people to feel like they would be pressured to write 50K. I'm doing it, but that's my personal challenge, because the way this is that your goal for this challenge for the entirety of November is to consistently show up for your writing project, whatever that looks like for you. So you could be doing a writing project, maybe you're doing an editing project, and these projects are called your Word Dragons. So you are the writer knight going to defeat the Word Dragon, which is your project. And whatever goal you have set for yourself, some people want to finish editing. Some people want to finish writing something that they've already been writing. And some people are going to try doing a first draft, a 50K or 40K first draft. There are some people who are trying to finish their poetry collection. So there's all kinds of people with all kinds of goals, and that's totally okay. The only thing that you need to do for this challenge is to consistently show up for your writing project, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe it's daily, maybe it's every other day, maybe it's weekly. And then at the end of the week, you give your progress update. So like on Sunday or something like that, you would say, okay, this is what my goal was, and this is what my progress is so far, and people in this challenge are going to be cheering you on and everything like that. There's going to be lots of support and everything, because I have collaborated with like 5 other accounts, and 3 of them, I guess, are prompters, and they were providing prompts. You can check the details on my Instagram page or account. What do you call it? Instagram feed? No. Instagram profile page? I don't know. But it's the pinned post, the first pinned post. You'll see it. Word Dragon Challenge. So if you're writing, you're interested, it's still early enough. Okay, you can go and try it out until the end of November. I'm hoping to do this annually, but we'll see. It's a lot hosting a challenge. So for mine, I'm doing 50K. It's my 50K word dragon, and it's going. My goal is to be consistent daily. So write a little bit every day. I'm trying to write a chapter every day, or 2 chapters. The first day I got in 2 chapters, but the second day was just 1, and the third day was just 1. So I want to try to pick up speed. But November is always kind of busy. So it's always hard. It's always been difficult to do NaNoWriMo too when that was around. But at least I'm showing up for my writing project. And the reason I decided to call this a word dragon is because when you think about each word is doing damage to your word dragon, and you look at their, health bar, and each word gives like a little bit of damage, I feel like that image can help motivate people. They're not trying to make some impossible word count or trying to edit some impossibly long and difficult manuscript. They are 1 word at a time, 1 page at a time, 1 chapter at a time, defeating their word dragon little by little. And yeah, so the way you win the challenge is that the goal is to consistently show up, right? So if you had consistently showed up for your writing project, you are a winner. You are a winner. The way you defeat your word dragon is if your personal goal, you meet your personal goal. So if I am able to write 50K by the end of November, I have defeated my word dragon. If you are editing and your goal is to finish editing by the end of November, and you do that, you have defeated your word dragon. That's how it works. But everybody is a winner, because consistently showing up for your writing project is an impressive feat already. Okay, now that we had some fun thing to talk about, we're going to talk about serious thing again. Serious thing in the room. Okay, I had coffee, if you could tell. Having more coffee. No, it's not a water bottle this time. It's no water bottle. Water bottle? Why does the word bottle sound strange to me? Water bottle. Anyway, so I want to talk about the sameness of media these days. I don't mean social media. Medium? What did I say? I don't mean social media. I mean like books, published books, traditionally published books through the publisher, movies, Pixar, Disney. It just, I don't know what it is that we need, but I feel like it's just so stale these days. There's rarely books are a little bit better, but depends on the genre. Movies have really gone downhill. I feel like usually around this time there's like movies that are going to come out in December that I'll be excited about, or even November. But there hasn't been anything particularly that I'm excited to see. So it's just been kind of blah. And I don't know what happened. I feel like, I don't know if it was 2020 that affected us. Oh my gosh, is that a plane? It's careening through the sky. I don't think you guys can hear that because this microphone is pretty good with that stuff. There's just been something missing from movies and books and just, I don't know, it's just kind of blah and just sort of samey, and it's like people on the higher ups, I don't know who. I don't know if it's Disney, I don't know if it's Pixar, I don't know if it's DreamWorks, I don't know who, Hollywood in general, I don't know, but somebody just has money in their eyes. And so they see, oh, that works. And so they start making like 100 variations of the same thing. And it's just like, It's just, It just, I want something that's like, ooh, like I'm excited to see that or read that or consume that or whatever. And it's just like been like kind of, I don't know, samey and just kind of, I don't know what it is I'm looking for either, though. Because I think that Hollywood or whatever, I'm just talking about movies right now, Hollywood or whatever, is probably still producing the similar kinds of things, the similar kinds of movies that were coming out in like 2018, 2019, maybe 2016 to 2019. I looked up 2016 movies one time, and there were a lot of good movies that came out in 2016. Like, I keep forgetting the title, but the story of the 3 black women who were involved in NASA and how to get spaceships up into outer space, because that's where spaceships go. Rockets up. They were able to get rockets up. What was that movie called? It's a really good movie. And there were some other movies that came out that were really good. It was a really good year for movies. Maybe it was 2020 just kind of sunk everything, and media just hasn't been the same, I feel like. It's just lost this spark. I don't know if everyone thinks like this, because otherwise I think people would have stopped going to watch movies in the theater, but they haven't. So there's still things that people like, and there are still people who like them and they go anyway. But I just haven't been feeling like, ooh, I want to go see that movie, or like, ooh, that book is really interesting sounding, you know. The books that I do feel that way are books from like small publishers or indie authors. Indie authors have been doing pretty good. Yeah. So the next thing I want to talk about is, do you not want to learn? I don't know why I have video essays down there again, but it's connected to video essays, I guess. What I wanted to say was that some people out in the world seem to not care about information. They don't seem to want to learn about things. And yet, they decide to critique the thing. They don't know anything about the thing, but they decide to critique the thing. But then their critiques are wrong or doesn't make sense. If only they had learned about the thing, they wouldn't have had a problem with it. I can't remember. I'm going to be honest with you. I can't remember exactly what it was that made me think about this. But it might have been here in Japan. It might have been something TikTok drama or YouTube. I don't really remember. But I remember thinking, do these people just not want to learn? They're critiquing and being angry and being frustrated. And it's like, but you're wrong about that. If only you had just Googled or something. Do you just not want to learn? I don't know. It's just weird. I'm always really curious about things. So I like to do Wikipedia deep dives and just learn about all kinds of things. Like flamenco. Just randomly, one day I thought, who was the first person that decided to do that? Where does this come from? What's the history? Or maybe I'm curious about, I don't know, random things. What I still haven't looked up about was who came up with the hairdryer. Because who decided that blowing hot air through a fan whirly thing would be good for like drying hair? Like, weren't people just drying their hair, like letting it dry naturally? Because I do that. But there's a hair dryer. And somebody thought about that. And somebody thought, this can be a thing. Like, who invented that? I'm curious. And I haven't looked that up yet. So that's a thing to do. Oh, one day I looked up why the word coffee has 2 E's and 2 F's. Like, why is it coffee? Like, why is it like that? I think I made a video about that. One of my Fox and Thoughts is about the history, etymology of coffee. Not a complete deep dive, but I did show you what one of my Wikipedia episodes are like. So I'm just curious about all kinds of things, and if there is something that I see that it's like, what is that? And I'm just weirded out, I look it up. And then, I assumed that it was this thing, but I was totally wrong. It was that thing. And then I learned something. But if I hadn't gone to look it up and just critiqued it, I would have been wrong about my critique. But some people don't do that. And I don't know why they don't. Like, would it hurt to Google? Like, what is your problem? That's what I think, anyway. Some people are just so weird. And so I want you to, what do you say? Indulge me for a moment here. I have a book. It's called Between Roses. It's a young adult portal fantasy book. And there is an ebook version with a different cover. I know. I did it. I did the different cover. I wasn't going to do it that way, but it happened. I wasn't going to make a paperback initially, actually. But then I realized that I could, and so I decided to do it. It was a long process. Oh my gosh, a long, grueling process. Self-published author. First time. Debut novel. Jeez, it was a lot. But now I have it. And one thing I did with my paperback was it has illustrations inside. And that might not mean much to you if you've never read the book. Of course, it's fine. And I get it. Like, people, what? Illustrations? Like, what? You know, even if you see those illustrations, it's gonna be like, huh. Because you haven't read the book. Like, huh. Like, I don't care. But I put in illustrations in because I wanted a book with illustrations. A young adult book with illustrations. Like, why don't young adult books have more illustrations? You know, I think it would be fun. I thought it would be fun to have illustrations. So, of course, I had to work with a bunch of different illustrators. I wasn't going to do that, but issues happened. I had trouble with some people. Their art has not made it into the book. No. People who were great, awesome illustrators made it into this book. And there was bonus content. And why bonus content in a paperback? When it's not like I have a lot of fans or anything. I wanted to do it. Personally, for me, it's like a personal thing. I just wanted to make this paperback. I wanted a book with illustrations and bonus content and character art inside. That's just me. I just wanted that. And if you pick it up and you enjoy it too, that's great. It's about a girl who gets transported into a crazy world. Everybody around her says that you have some power which you can use to defeat this monster that no one else can see. It's called the Jibber Jabby. I have a feeling that some people are going to read it as Gibber Jabby, which is fine. The Jibber Jabby, which is eating people's souls and making them go a little crazy, and trying to devour the world. And Aaron, you are the one. You are the chosen one. And she's like, no way. And I can't even feel my powers. I have powers now? I can't feel. I can't see anything. What do you even want me to do? But she's kind of stuck there. There is no way for her to get home. She kind of has to help these people, I guess. She's kind of unlikable in the beginning. You can decide whether you like her by the end of this book. There is a little bit of romance. As someone who is ace, writing romance is kind of, it either becomes cringy or, like, I don't know. I feel like I was able to do it right, but I don't know. People who have read this book have said that if you like Alice in Wonderland, you will like this book. So check it out, I guess. I'm gonna put the link for the book on you can find it because I used a distributor called Draft 2 Digital. And if you're a writer, take notes. Draft 2 Digital was pretty good. You can get your book into many different places, not just Amazon. You can also order Between Roses from Barnes & Noble and other places like Kobo and that kind of stuff. And there's also the ebook, of course. The inside of the ebook isn't so different from the paperback, which is a good thing. The only thing is that you won't have illustrations, because at the ebook point, I didn't have illustrations. Yeah. So anyway, that is Between Roses. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to me just talk about my book and tell you to get it. I really, really wanted to do like a giveaway situation, but because the state of the world right now and being unable to send things over $100 from Japan, I don't know. The thing that I would be sending wouldn't be over $100, but I don't want it to be caught in customs or wherever. There are other ways that I can send the book, but I want to send it to you with like things inside, like postcards and bookmarks and stuff inside the book as like a little gift, and wrap it up in pretty paper and do that, because I like giving gifts to people and I want to do that, but it's a little bit difficult to do that right now. I just hope the US would just go back to normal like it was before. I don't want to get political, but some people over there have decided that they don't want to receive parcels from other countries, and so you can't send friends things if your friends live in other places, and I live in Japan, and that's a little bit of a problem. Yeah. So that's the situation. Maybe I can do like something else. I don't know what. But anyway, I think this book came out pretty good. In terms of like, it looks pretty. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so that's the end of this video. Do you have any thinks and thoughts? Let me know down below. Check out my book. Also, Word Dragon Challenge. Writers, hey, it's in session. You can go to Instagram at FoxwoodAuthor, and you can find it as the top pinned post for details and everything. So if you would like to try, there's still a time to try this challenge if you wanted to, and I'll see you there. Yeah, so also, that's right. If you want to talk to more people about your writing project or vent or rant or whatever, there is a writing forum, a free online writing forum called Wacky Writers, and I'm going to put the link to Wacky Writers to Wacky Writers in the description, so you can go and check it out. It's a very friendly and safe place. Everyone is really kind and supportive all the time. I'm always on there. I really enjoy that space. I created a thread for Word Dragon Challenge, so you can go to that thread if you want to talk about the challenge. You can also do all kinds of other things on the forum. People on there have a lot of really niche interests, so everyone is always willing to engage you and let you indulge, listen to your interests and everything like that. It's a great place. And I'm often on there, so if you come on Wacky Writers Writing Forum, I'll see you there. So anyway, that is the end of this video. I hope you have a lovely rest of the day, and hope you enjoy this sort of chatty, not very many slidey kind of thing. And let me know in the description. Why would you be able to comment in the description? Let me know in the comments down below. And you will hear me in the next video. The fox is out.